The franchise tag has come and gone, and the Eagles did not franchise CJ Gardner-Johnson. Meanwhile, the Giants signed Daniel Jones to a huge contract, then franchised Saquon Barkley on some good news. At least it looks like Brandon Graham is on his way back.
Dallas still stinks.
Yo, by the way, Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're hanging in there. So the franchise tag deadline has just come and gone, and the Philadelphia Eagles did not franchise tag CJ Gardner-Johnson. They did not franchise tag Javon Hargrave. They did not franchise tag Philly 500. They didn't franchise tag anybody. So that means the Eagles have all their guys going into free agency starting Monday. Hold on, because it's going to be a wild ride. But Howie Vision has a plan. We're all just living in it, I think. But before we get into it, if you're new to the channel and you like the content, make sure you hit that like button. More importantly, make sure you subscribe to the most censored, most throttled, Eagles content creator in all of the internet. And if you've been subscribed for a while, thank you so much for all the support. Everything you guys do for me, I truly, truly, truly mean it from the bottom of my heart. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Double check, double moonwalk check. Make sure there ain't no YouTube shenanigans being run, because I know for a fact there is. Now, let's just jump right into this. Man, first I gotta say my thumb hurts. My thumb hurts, okay? Because I've been pushing that thumb on my phone while driving all day. Refresh, waiting to say Eagles are going to franchise tag CJ Gardner-Johnson. Well, guess what? The Eagles, they didn't do it. They did not franchise CJ Gardner-Johnson. They have no guys on this roster who are franchised. What does that mean? Well, that means now that when free agency starts, they hit the open market, anybody can sign them. Now, there's still time. Let's say if the Eagles have something working with CJ Gardner-Johnson and they feel good enough about getting it done before free agency starts, then there's no need to put the tag on them. But we don't know that to be the case. We don't know what's going on. We are in a situation where I know a lot of Eagle fans are nervous right now. I know you may be panicking. You may be thinking, oh my God, what the hell? Dude, it's about to be a bloodbath on our defensive side of the ball. What are we going to do? I'm here to tell you, it's Howie Vision. We're all just living in it. It's Howie Vision. Sometimes Howie Vision may seem good. Sometimes it may seem bad. But we got to remain calm. I'm calm. Well, I'm not shaking. I'm not nervous. I'm not going to rant. I know you thought I was going to come on here and you thought, Philly 500, he's going to come on there, he's going to rant, he's going to complain, he is going to be freaking out because they didn't sign CJ Gardner-Johnson to the franchise tag, but I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm not nervous at all. I'm not going to say anything negative. I'm not going to be down. I'm going to understand that there's a plan in place, and we just have to sit back and wait. That's cool. I'm waiting. You know, I'm trying my best here to know that the Eagles got a plan. It's going to be okay is what I'm telling you. Let's wait and see what happens. Let's wait and see what happens in free agency. Howie, if you remember, in all seriousness, last year, they signed Hassan Reddick day one. They were quiet for like weeks. And we were all like, what the hell's going on here? And then all of a sudden, it was like bang, 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 bing, boom, ba, ba, beep, ba, 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 boom. And it was all these moves. So we got to be patient. We got to wait and see. My hope is that CJ Gardner-Johnson will come back and they'll get a long-term deal done. And they're working on it. And there's no reason to, possibly have to worry about him leaving. That's why they're not dealing with the franchise tag. But we'll find out. Now, Well, I guess we'll talk about this first. Other teams around the NFL, some of them did place franchise tag. Here's a list of the guys that were franchise tagged. So shout out to Bleacher Report Gridiron for giving us this list. Here's the complete list of players who were franchise tagged. 1, Lamar Jackson. They have no choice but to franchise tag him because it's going to take a while to possibly get a contract worked out with him. And who knows what will happen in that situation. Evan Ingram for the Jaguars, Josh Jacobs for the Raiders, Darren Payne, and then Tony Pollard. So, as you could see, you have the NFC East franchising guys, and I did leave one name out of this list, and that is Saquon Barkley. Why? Because Saquon Barkley, he just got franchise tagged. Why? Because the Giants just signed Daniel Jones to a 4-year, $160 million contract. I don't know if I'm supposed to laugh at this. I don't know if I'm supposed to cry. Because when I think about a quarterback who had 15 passing touchdowns and 7 rushing touchdowns, going up and getting the kind of money he's getting, and then I think about what Jalen Hurts is going to get. We're talking $55, $60 million a year. My gosh, man. But the Giants wanted to bring Daniel Jones back, and by getting him signed now, this allowed them to franchise tag Saquon Barkley. So the Giants now have, the way I'm hearing it's structured, they're going to have some room to go out and get some weapons around Daniel Jones. My man Jordan Schultz said this, shout out to him. Breaking Pound Giants are placing the franchise tag on Pro Bowl running back Saquon Barkley, sources tell the Score. The tag will cost nearly $10.1 million and comes on the heels of Barkley career best 1,312 rushing yards, 10 touchdowns. The 26-year-old superstar was looking for a long-term deal. Well, you didn't get a long-term deal. Not yet. I mean, he could still possibly get a long-term deal down the road. We'll have to see. All right. So then, of course, you have Dallas. They franchise tag Tony Pollard because they're morons, but that's what Dallas does. Okay, and listen, you got two running backs in the NFC East that are franchised. The Eagles are going to need running back. I like Kenneth Gainwell, but there's no way that I believe he is your number one running back. There's no way I believe that whatsoever. The Eagles, man, look, we just. I'm trying really hard, man. I'm really trying to be like new and improved, you know. I'm not trying to panic. I'm not trying to freak out. I'm not trying to tirade. But we got to be patient. We got to see what Howie's got planned. He's got to have something up his sleeve. In all seriousness, the Eagles have. I understand what they're doing with the franchise players leaving, all right? They're going to lose a lot of these guys. But you're talking about guys who are probably get top at their money at their positions. Hargrave, Sayamalu. You're talking about Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. They're going to get top money at their position. Bradbury. And this is going to give the Eagles a lot of compensatory picks, a lot of early compensatory picks, which the Eagles are going to stack up in the draft. The Eagles could have 2 second-round picks next year, 3 third-round picks next year, a couple fourth-round picks next year. The Eagles have 12 picks right now. Okay? So I understand what they're doing. They're looking at the defensive side of the ball and they're saying, this is how we're going to restock this roster, especially when we're going to have to pay our quarterback. Now, they'll pay Jalen Hurts, but I guarantee you the way it's structured won't kill their cap next year. It can't. The extension will kick in at the end of the year. You can probably get a bunch of signing bonus money, but they're going to have a bunch of picks, and they're going to try to replenish their defense over the next 2 drafts. And I totally get it, and it makes sense. You just got to pick really well. Just stick with SEC players, Howie. You can't go wrong with that. My question, and what worries me is, what about the immediate year to come? What about this year coming up right now? I understand the plan. I understand you let these guys walk. It's hard, but you replenish your defense. But how do you make your offense? How does the defending NFC champions go into next season with the hopes of going back and finishing this thing? Is there a way to deal with this roster and build it, not just for the years to come, what you're going to do with your compensatory picks, especially in 2024 and in the draft this year, but how can you be competitive and really have a chance to win again this year when you're going to lose so many guys? That's what I think about. That's what I worry about. That's why I talk about guys like Derrick Henry or Bijan Robinson. And I think a little differently than a lot of other people, because I'm not trying to just be good in 2 or 3 years. I want to win next year. I want to win next year too. But it's going to take a lot of shrewd moves. I don't have the answers. I don't know what they should do, how they should do it, okay? You know, maybe you just draft a Jamar Gibbs in the second round, and you find and hope that you get a couple pieces, guys, at the end of 1 year, have 1 year left on their contracts, like Chauncey Gardner-Johnson again, and replenish that way. I don't know. Howie has got to have a plan, though. There's got to be something brewing. I do not believe, in all seriousness, I joke around about it in the beginning, but in all seriousness, I believe that the Eagles are going to do something, and that there's a plan, but we have to kind of be patient. Even though it doesn't feel like that right now, we, in all seriousness, we got to be patient. No tirades. On some good news, and let's finish this on some good news. It looks like the Eagles are going to bring back Brandon Graham, and he is not going to hit the open market. This is big. And I'm not just saying it. I'm not saying this because Brandon Graham has played for the Eagles his whole career, and he was he helped us win the Super Bowl with his play on Tom Brady. That's not why I'm saying bring him back. What I'm saying bring him back is because, to me, he is the exception to the rule. He is an older guy who had a career year. He's gotten better every year as he's gotten older. And from a soul standpoint, being the soul of the defense, he is that guy. He is that guy. And I just don't think you can afford to lose him right now. Shout out to Jacob Sports for posting this. The Pound Eagles are working on bringing back Brandon Graham per Howard Eskin. From what I understand, the Eagles will bring Brandon Graham let me read that again. From what I understand, the Eagles and Brandon Graham will work it out. He will be back. Sounds like it's going to be a 2-year deal brewing, and I would love to get him back. And that's a good start. But my hope is that somehow we can still find a way to bring back Chauncey Gardner-Johnson when it's all said and done. But we're going to find out. It's going to be a frenzy. We will be screaming. I'm going to try to take some time off so I could come home and actually scream free agency live if I can. We'll find out. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's Howie Vision. We're all just living in it. The immediate thing that I'm looking for right now, is restructuring. I got to assume that before the Eagles sign anybody and any deals go through, there's got to be some restructuring with Darius Slay, with Lane Johnson, and the Eagles got to free up some money. If we see that soon, then I feel really like there's a chance CJ Gardner-Johnson could be back. If we don't see it, I think it's going to be hard. Hold your breath, Eagle fans. Things are about to get wild. Denzel Washington out.